Something's off with Donald Trump. Nothing usual chaos, Epstein trials, or whatever Fox News is yelling about. Not even his legendary feuds. Sorry, Rosie O'Donnell, not today. No, this time Thetriger is Trevor Noah. What could a comedian armed with? Nothing but a smirkin' perfect timing, say to cut Deport in decades of political attacks. Stick around. The answer might surprise you, when you can see it now, right? Trump's face doing that confused goldfish expression turned between, is this a joke? And call my lawyer and my therapist. But real comedy here, Noah didn't even need satire? When your entire brand assigning to uncle at a BBQ, even grandma stuff love advice sounds disturbing logical. This isn't political commentary. This is parenting commentary. The kind where timeout comes with a side of collective national shame and the whole world is the disappointed Nigor shaking their head. Only difference, this problem child has the nuclear codes. And honestly, that might be the least terrifying part of phenology.
And in my head the whole time I was just thinking to myself, like, every African parent will be like, there's nothing shocking here. If you beat your child, they become nice and they will talk to you properly, huh? Donald Trump is just a child who needs to be beaten. That's literally what, like, my grandmother, when she hears about, like, the things Donald Trump does, then she'll just be like, oh, Trevor, why doesn't someone just... And I'm like, he's a grown man. She's like, no, why doesn't just... Someone must just beat him. I'm like, I don't think the Secret Service will allow that. He was like, how are you, Mr. Prime Minister? And he's like, good to see you, Donald. First things first, lock the door. What's going on? What's going on? Pull down your pants, Donald. Wait. Who's a shithole? Who is a shithole? Wait, no, stop. Who is a shithole? Who is a shithole? Huh? What are you saying about Muslims? Maybe like Donald Trump, America's first president to be assassinated.
You can't script irony like this. The First Lady calling for an end to the bad things on Twitter while married to the platform's reigning heavyweight of bad things on Twitter. It's like declaring war on loud music while living with a rock band in your basement. Trevor doesn't need to exaggerate. The setup is baked right in. The more sincerely she speaks, fellower the unspoken punchline gets. And the best part, every viewer is thinking same thing. Does she ever read his tweets? Because if she did, this speech will be a lot shorter.
First Lady, I believe we need to fight against the cyberbullying. All of the people on the Twitter who are saying the bad things, we need to stop them. We need to make sure that they cannot carry on what they're doing.
That pause isn't just comedy, it's anthropology. Trevor Noah doesn't just imitate Trump, he isolates him. That frozen beat. The way his voice hovers between charming host and man hojist realized his steak is well done. It's the same energy as a man. Google improv validity after meme death. And here's the genius. Noah doesn't invent awkwardness. He curates it. Every stilted glare, every forced grin, we've seen the footage. This isn't satire. This is Trump, the director's cut. There I'll question. When reality is this absurd, is Noah a comedian or just the story's most reluctant documentarian?
Donald Trump was sitting in the living room, turned on the lights. Hi, Melania. I saw what you said about me on the news. It was very...
A Romance Trump edition. Forget flowers or an actual card. The grand gesture Issa phone call to cable news live from his porcelain throne. Trevor doesn't embellish. He just reads the reality and the punchline writes itself. Melania's beautiful dream. Line lands perfectly best, you can almost see her saying it through gritted teeth. Like Somio narrating a hostage statement with better lighting, this isn't a love story. It's a PR segment with marital co-branding baked in. Some couples have candle lit dinners. These two have Nielsen ratings and a bathroom echo.
I would pay anything to know what he wrote inside that card that he definitely didn't actually get. Like, roses are red, love is a mystery, I had a historic electoral college victory. Why did Trump say he called into Fox and Friends? because it was Melania's birthday. Like, what does that mean? It's like, honey, I've got a great celebration planned for us today. I'm gonna talk to some TV people while sitting on the toilet. Like, oh, thank you, Donald. My life is a beautiful...
And global crisis on the brink, missiles flying, diplomacy hanging by a thread. And somehow Trump still sees an opening for a cameo. Trevor doesn't at punchlines here. He just sets the stage and lets the absurdity walk in on Q.It's the comedy equivalent of hearing Jaws theme and realizing the shark is a spray tan, because only in the Trump era could nuclear tensions and personal brand promotion occupy the same sentence. And that hello, it's not a greeting, it's a plot twist. The kind you never asked for but can't stop watching.
People are like, where were you? When you're like, what was that? Did you see what happened? No, I didn't. Where were you? Trevor was telling us about Brixton. Iran was negotiating a nuclear deal with America. Negotiating a deal. They're making progress. They're getting close. They're getting super close. And then Israel was like, no deal. And then Israel started launching missiles at Iran. The whole world was like, man, this again, Middle East conflict, Middle East. And then at the peak of it, everyone was like, man, how could this get worse? Donald Trump was like, hello.
This is Trevor at his most surgical, using silence like a scalpel. Every pause feels like Melania weighing her options and deciding that life support still beats an unannounced Trump bedside visit. It's not just a joke. It's a freeze frame of a marriage, where eventhy get-well moments come with a side-off existential dread. The brilliance here is restraint. Trevor doesn't oversell it. He lets the image breathe. And in that space, the audience fills in the blanks with every awkward clip they've ever seen of these two in public. We've all caught that look, the eyed fake. Akama, if it bought me 48 hours of peace stare. Some couples bring flowers to the hospital. These two bring plot twists, and somehow the scariest part isn't hairy action. It's realizing we'll instantly understood exactly what she meant without another word.
After a couple of hours, the doctor told her she could go home, and Melania was like, no, I should stay. I should stay until you check everything out. I stay longer. I was like, okay, well, Miss First Lady, since we're keeping you longer, your husband is on his way to visit. Okay, pull the plug. We've tried everything. Pull the plug. It's like, you're not on life support. I don't care. Just try it.
That infamous hand swat wasn't rejection. It was marital fit troubleshooting. Trevor's download Tuzlo bit works because we've all seen Trump's two true loves cameras in himself. The jealousy angle. Please, Melania wasn't competing with another woman. Just his 247 need for audience validation. Notice how Trump unleashes for her after noticing Thekameras? Even his affection buffers, Noah's genius. He elevates thiquardness into political satire. That SWAT wasn't personal, just infrastructure? Maintenance for a marriage running on one bar connection.
His hands really couldn't catch a break, because this time, the First Lady gave him the old download too slow, which made me wonder, like, when you watch that, do you think maybe Melania is jealous? Maybe that's what this was about? Oh, now you want to hold hands, Donald. You sure you wouldn't rather be holding that orb?
Only Trump could pitch himself as a peacemaker, then immediately do Theon thing peacekeepers don't. Trevor doesn't embellish. He just lets the whiplash speak for itself. 1 minute tights, let's sort this out. The next, it's a fireworks finale over tan. It's diplomacy Trump style. Say peace for Thekameras, then light the fuse before Onion can fact-check you. Global tensions didn't need a middleman, especially one carrying extra explosives.
Donald Trump came in and he was like, I'm gonna help. I'm gonna totally de-escalate this situation. I'm gonna de-escalate this situation. And we were like, my man, you've never de-escalated a thing in your life. But Trump came in and he's like, I don't like how Iran and Israel are launching bombs at each other all the time. So many bombs, we can't have this, it's not right. Too many bombs, we gotta stop it. And no one expected it. Like, the whole world was like, okay, Trump is gonna mediate, or because he said to them, hey guys, let's sort this out, peace deal. We're gonna do a peace deal. And then he dropped bombs on Iran.
Only Trump could tell a love story like as pitching a real estate deal. Fashion Week. Supermodels, the one on the left, it plays less like romance and more like a shopping trip with better lighting. Melania smiles through it, but there's a stiffness. They're the same one you've seen at ribbon cutings and awkward handhold attempts. Trevor wouldn't need to add a single punchline. The beats are already sitcom ready. Man meets woman. Man ignores the woman he came for. Man brags about it decades later on national TV, and when Thinernet reacts, Trump does what Trump does best. Fires up Truth Social Withel Caps proclamations about perfectionistry and fake comedians. Because in his world, love isn't shown. It is declared. Loudly to strangers. And if y'all have to sell it that hard, you're probably the only one buying it.
This is Trump. Melania Trump, the international cover girl, has now joined us. We got to discuss the media. How did you two meet?
We met in New York, 1998. It was a fashion week, September 1998.
The famous fashion week.
The famous fashion week in
Were
New
you
York.
introduced?
Well, no, we were both at the same party, and that's how we met. He came to
right
me.
away?
I went crazy. I said, I was actually supposed to meet somebody else, and there was this great supermodel sitting next to Melania, and I was supposed to meet this supermodel, and they were saying, look, there's so-and-so. I said, forget about her. Who's the one on the left? And it was Melania.
You like him right away?
It was a great chemistry and energy. We had, great time. We started to talk, and, it was something was there, right?
It's the kind of answer that sounds less like a memory and more like the About Us page of a corporate website. Undeniable chemistry. The online sparks anyone's seen lately involve a static cling during photo ops. Trevor doesn't need to twist it. The delivery with its pauses and repetition does all heavy lifting. It plays like she's buffering mid-sentence, searching forth next approved phrase, and the tenderness line, it lands with all the warmth of a hotel welcome packet. Isn't a love story. It's a press release in heels.
Did you fall in love then?
It was a connection. Mm-hmm. It was a connection.
Mm-hmm. You said our chemistry was undeniable. Our connection felt natural. In private, he revealed himself as a gentleman, displaying tenderness and thoughtfulness.
Trump treats warfare like a season finale, complete with dramatic pauses and self-congratulatories. Noah's genius highlighting how casually he folds bunker busters into his speech like they're menu specials at Mar-a-Lago. That giddy, that's us repetition isn't just ego, it's brand management. The military just another Trump property to flaunt. The press conference less grave addressed to the nation than unboxing video for weapons of mass destruction. Noah's restraint makes it land harder. He doesn't he simply lets Trump's own words reveal surreal disconnect. War as content, casualty counts as afterthoughts, presidential briefings as infomercials. The joke writes itself when your commander-in-chief delivers. Missile strike updates with the gravitas of AGOLF tournament play-by-play. Some leaders project strength. Trump projects ratings, final thought. History will remember this as the moment warfare become just another primetime slot with fewer commercial breaks than CNN.
He also doesn't know what he's doing. He's in it with us, which is a nice change. Oftentimes we're at the mercy of those in power, but he's in the mercy with us. Earlier today, the United States military, that's us, launched missiles, bunker busters, launched missiles on Iran. And the reason I say this is because Trump came out and he hosted a press conference about it. It was so wild. He hosted a press conference about dropping the bomb.
T's absurd on its face. And that's exactly why it works. Trevor drops the line like it's breaking news and the audience is instantly hooked. The image of Trump quietly revising immigration policy with a personal side project is ridiculous. But also, somehow you pause because in the Trump universe is just Tuesday. The beauty here is in the delivery flat matter-of fact, like it's a logistical question, not a marital one. And that's why it lands. The more impossible it sounds, the more you catch. You're so wondering, would it really surprise me?
The reason I've been thinking about Melania lately is because in the wake of Trump's recent immigration crackdown, I've started to notice something that's got me really concerned. I think Donald Trump is trying to deport Melania. No, and you might be asking, why would he want to deport his wife? I don't know.
Only Trump could treat missile exchange like. RSVP notices for a dinner party. Trevor captures the absurdity perfectly. The thank you note to Iran, the instant declaration of peace, and the whiplash return to chaos. It's foreign policy as improv comedy, with every player reading from a different script. The punch is not in the words. It's in the idea. This is how world leaders de-escalate by live blogging the crisis. Noah doesn't need to add fire. The situation already burns on its own. And in the Trump era, too late often comes before hello. That infamous 1.5-second smile eraser wasn't just a meme. It was the Rosetta Stone of Trump-era body language, a masterclass in political semiotics. Noah didn't need to parody it because reality had already crafted the perfect satire. Trump's performative grin, polished for cameras, met Melania's surgical reset. Upon cutting its connection the moment the spotlight shifted, the internet's forensic replay turned this blink and miss it moment into eternal evidence because nothing ever truly dies online. This wasn't merely a bad day. It wastes institutional knowledge escaping contained. A fleeting breach in the carefully constructed facade. When your first lady's micro-expressions have a tighter security than your White House servers, you've already lost control off narrative. The final frame captures Washington's rarest commodity, unscripted truth. And like a inconvenient truth in Trump's orbit, I'd achieve viral immortality long before spin doctors could issue their denial. Trevor Noah doesn't mock Trump, he curates him. Like a museum archivist displaying an exhibit on the art of the cell phone, he strings together these moments with surgical precision, the cyber-bullying irony, the rejected handhold, the Fox and Friends, romance, the hospital escape plan, misceledoplasty via tweet, and that iconic 1.5-second smile purge. Together, they form a documentary Trump never authorized, the cringe ultimatum, the genius, no never needs to exaggerate. He just hits replay on Trump's greatest unforeseers, adding only what's missing. The audience is collective. Wait, did they truly happen? The answer always is, and that's why it stings. At Trallies, Trump controls the narrative. On Truth Social, he controls the font size. But in comedy, the footage is judge, jury, and executioner. Every law at these clips does something dangerous. It makes them stick. And for a man who treats reality like a first draft, that's the ultimate threat. So, if you enjoyed watching Trump's greatest misses in 4K HD, smash that subscribe button. Because if history's any guide, Season 2 is already filming live and unscripted, courtesy of the man who once taught us all how not to hold a wife shand.
So now because America had dropped bombs on them, then Iran had to respond, but then Iran didn't want to get into a fight. No one wants to get into a fight with America, you know what I mean? And so like Iran was like, we are going to retaliate against you. And then they launched missiles at an American base in Qatar. And then Trump, very, like in an interesting way, he responded to Iran. Then he wrote on his like thing online on his profile, he was like, thank you to Iran for giving us notice about the bombs. Now it's over, it's all over. There will be peace. Like out of nowhere they came and they were like, Iran launched more missiles. And then everyone was like, wait, what missiles? And Israel was like, you launched missiles. And everyone was like, no, And then Israel was like, too late, we're coming for you with more